Okay, so price regulation is another government policy that's focused on natural monopolies. Natural monopolies are business firms that have such large economies of scale that you'd want the single firm to service an entire market. So an example is telephone companies that put up landlines, or electric utilities, or natural gas energy companies that put in natural gas lines. Okay, you don't want competing telephone poles, competing natural gas lines. And so from a social efficiency standpoint, you might just want one firm in the marketplace. But you don't want one firm in the marketplace allowed to set whatever price it wants, because it will act like a monopoly, restrict quantity, raise price, and generate welfare losses. Okay, so price regulation might look like this. This is figure M5-2 in the book. So here we have demand, supply, or marginal cost, and marginal revenue. And the tendency for the monopoly would be to produce QM and charge PM. And the deadweight loss would be triangles A and triangle B. Okay, so we want to avoid that deadweight loss. Okay, so a regulator who knows the cost and demand conditions in the market could set a regulated price at PC to mimic the competitive price. And so this dark line, this dark shaded line, would be the effective demand curve. So it would be flat line from PC to the market equilibrium, and then past QC, the demand curve would be downward sloping along the market demand curve. Okay, so if the regulated price is set, then we would get the efficient quantity and the efficient price in the market. Okay, but it's important to recognize that these regulators have to have good information on cost and demand. A lot of times it's difficult to get that sort of information. So let's say these regulators make a mistake, and they, in trying to help consumers with lower prices, they set a regulated price of P star that is below the point where demand and supply intersect. Okay, so going back to our demand and supply analysis, if the price is P star and the marginal cost is this upward sloping line, then the business firm will produce output as long as the price is above marginal cost, and QR will be the output level, the regulated output level. Well, that regulated output level is below Q star, the output level that we wanted to achieve. Okay, and so we have a shortage from point F to point G. Okay, Q star minus QR. And because of that shortage, the shaded in area is the deadweight loss after regulation. And this lighter shaded area is the additional deadweight loss after regulation relative to the monopoly outcome. So it's important to note that regulators don't always improve a market outcome. Regulators need good information to make good decisions.